Hey, what up guys? How you doing? It is Lasty here. Welcome today to a new episode of the FIFA 20 Ultimate Team Road to Glory, episode number 147. Today's episode is all about finishing off that weekend league that we have been struggling our way through for the last couple of days. You know what the team's looking like this. We've obviously brought Jovic into the squad after completing his SBC a couple of episodes ago, and we put Hazard into the squad for now. I see that a lot of people were suggesting, I saw some people saying just do the Hazard SBC, he's great and you've got a player for a long time, but most of the comments were like, don't do Hazard, you're going to want your coins in a little bit, you'll get bored of him. And I think maybe I sort of agree. Cut to the next scene where I complete Hazard. But basically, yeah, I think he's a lot of coins for what he is. So probably not wise to dump over 1 million of my coins into an SBC like that. However, you were quite receptive on the idea of maybe picking up a Rodrigo. So hopefully we'll have the coins in order to do that for like next week's weekend league. Whether or not we go for him, or if Future Stars 2 comes out and there's someone else great, we could go for that as well. But for now, we have a 7-game loan on this Eden Hazard, and hopefully we can do something with him. So I end up going 1-0 down, but I do, 22 minutes on the clock, end up getting my equaliser. This man on his debut getting the goal for me. Eden scoring a goal. Lovely, lovely stuff. I'm just going to put my phone on Do Not Disturb mode so that it doesn't keep beeping. Apologies for that. So then we get a free kick, and it is Ronald Koeman, that guy that we love so much, and he ends up scoring it. I put the wrong kind of spin on it. It was a little bit angled rather than straight up, but somehow we still luckily got away with it. I guess his free kicks are just that good. We're actually going to sell him in this episode, just because we now know. We know we like him, and I didn't want to wait until the full weekend league has gone before selling him in case his price plummeted, because, you know, obviously we just know that as people finish their weekend league, they're going to complete their next set of icon swaps, and then if they already had a Koeman like we have and they want to get Koeman, there's going to be a flood of him on the market. So we'll sell him at some point in this episode, just so that we can try and basically maximize our coins and, you know, try and make as little loss as possible. Next guy's got Neymar. As you can see, he sort of skills his way into the box, knocks it into Griezmann. Ben Yedder back to Griezmann, and that's a solid goal. Lovely play from my opponent. I have to admit, it was a goal that completely did me. And we push through here and get kind of lucky that Jovic decided to actually use some pace, because he's not been great for me so far, as you guys know. But we get through and actually score a lovely goal. And if he did that all the time, it'd be brilliant. But as someone even pointed out in yesterday's episode, there's times where I'm running with both of my strikers and Jovic just drops off and then stops and doesn't keep running. And it's so frustrating. I don't know why he's doing it. Maybe it's something to do with his... I don't know what his work rates even are. But whatever it is, I'm most certainly not getting on as well with him as I thought I would. Just because those stats on his card look fantastic. I just don't know if they're a true representation of the player. However, a lot of you saying that you love Jovic, so can I get your one, please? Can we just swap them over so that I get your one that's actually good? We come away with a 3-2 win there. It's actually Eden Hazard with a very powerful shot, and every time he scores one of those powerful shots, I'm like, damn, there's not many players on this game. You have to have really high shooting to score goals like that. And again, it sort of makes me want to complete his SBC. But I think we'll try our very best to withstand and withhold from doing that one. I don't know why I chose the eggs and bacon or whatever it was. Perhaps I was hungry at the time. I don't know. I chose that as a stadium theme. I've got a lot of the more like sensible looking ones. So I just chose a stupid one for now. And there you go. So we ended up selling Koeman. I listed him overnight, and eventually he went for 461, which is more than we paid for him, but only by a few 5k at maximum. So we still lose like 15k or so on him on tax. Not the end of the world though, really, is it? So for now, we can obviously just stick in Diego Carlos. But as we're not starting... Well, it doesn't really matter, does it? You know, we're going to have to bring Pep Guardiola off anyway, but we don't have that midfielder. So at this point, with the squad as it is, we can bring Atal on for the rest of the weekend league as that defensive-minded midfielder. And as soon as I started bringing him on again, I was reminded of how much I love him in that position too. So for this weekend league and for the last couple, I've actually been using Atal as that wide player. 4-star skill, 5-star weak foot player, super pacey, great dribbling. He gets out wide and he stays out wide, and it opens up a lot of space in the attack for me, especially if your opponent is like overloading the ball side. You know, switching that play and getting it out wide is one of the ways that you can possibly try to get around that. But now we've got Hazard in the squad. It's Hazard, Jovic, and Mbappe. So I've actually stuck Mbappe out wide for the first half, and playing Atal as that CM or CDM sort of player. It made me realise just how much I think he's great on this game. He's like one of those OP, like one of those like magical mythical players, which is just way outplays his rating and ranking on this game. So. And that made me think, oh, should we even get Coman now? Should we just go for a mid-icon pack or something? Because we know that we like Atal at centre mid. But hey, we'd be losing a free kick taker and stuff as well, wouldn't we? So I'm pretty sure my head is still going in the direction of Ronald Koeman. So we come up against Cloptimus Prime. What a name for a squad that is. GG's on that. And we push through with Eden Hazard. Managed to just sort of get into the box there, knock it across, and it is Luka Jovic to score just on the stroke of half time. I mean, he's all right at finishing, I'll give him that. But if you miss from there, I'm literally going to discard you. And then I'm not going to go into the quick sell recovery system and get you back if you miss from that distance. So we're 1-0 up at half time, as we should be. Like, we were kind of dominating this game. Things were going well for us, but we weren't sticking everything in the back of the net. And then I got done there. It was obviously a very fast run from Adama. He's super quick on this game, and just didn't seem to have the defenders at the back post to end up to stop that ball from going in. And then I make a silly mistake here, and you know, he ends up getting it into Werner, scoring the goal. And at that point, I was playing against someone which I thought I was way better than, but I was a goal down. So I obviously had to go on 10 depth and constant pressure. And that's either going to go one of two ways. You're either going to get back in the game and win it, as you've seen me do countless times, or you're going to get absolutely smacked by a substitute Diego Costa. I think he was a sub anyway. But yeah, look at those stats, man. I don't think really I deserve to lose that one 4-1, but hey, we saw the Man City-Tottenham game the other day, and those stats look kind of nuts as well. So maybe this is kind of realistic. But yeah, like we take it, we move on. I wasn't very happy at the end of it, but hey, we can laugh about it now. We can get through our games now, and I don't have to relive the stress. I can watch it happen, but I don't have to sit here and get stressed about it anymore. We'll try and put like a positive spin on things so that I don't sound like I'm moaning all the time, you know. I go 1-0 down to Thierry Henry, who is this guy. Obviously, you get him out on a loan, don't you? So we saw him quite a lot this weekend league. As I'm sure a lot of you did too. We were able to get a goal back with our loan, so no complaints that he's using the loan, because, hey, I am as well. It was Eden Hazard that got it. And then some really nice dribbling from Hazard, getting that into Jovic, and he does manage to finish there. And I was super surprised to get a 2-1 rage quit there, especially when, like, I'd turned the game around. He was still quite a good player. But I guess it does look like I was fairly dominating the game. And that took me up to my 11th win. So 11 wins. I couldn't tell you how many losses I've got at this point. And there's probably some rage quits that you're not even seeing. Because there's no point if sometimes I just go into a game and I quit if I go 1-0 down against a super squad. I decided to keep one game left on my Hazard loan just in case I need it for friendlies or anything. I'm not sure what we would need it for. But then we obviously then switched the squad again, and we switched it to that. So we brought a lone Henry in this time, and we moved Jovic to 7-chem at left mid, but of course he'll just play 7-chem at striker. Him and Henry up front, with Mbappe then going out wide. So considering I'd conceded to Henry to my previous opponent, I was like, okay, well, we could try ours out then. And he does put me 1-0 up and gets a free kick. And because we've sold Coman now, we're not using him anymore. And I end up scoring the free kick with Prime Henry. So I don't know whether or not it's just the good free kick takers, or whether or not that top spin free kick is just super OP and or crazy effective on this game. But yeah, like I'm managing to score a lot of them, and you're seeing it in the videos. But I'm 2-0 up. Things were looking really rosy. We were kind of cruising a little bit. But this guy's red Neymar manages to get a goal back. Adama then knocks it into Tammy Abraham, into Moise Kean. I was so gutted that was what happened. Like I couldn't get near the player, couldn't tackle him, and he ends up getting the goal to equalise. But we get our hat-trick goal. 51 minutes on the clock. Thierry Henry has got through and scored again. Another one which, in another situation, probably could have been AI blocked. But that's the smart play. I don't know where my defence is in this clip, but we end up getting equalised on. And then in the last kick of the game, I get turned by Moise Kean. And he scores. And I'm like, come on, Alisson, man. He wasn't cutting it for me. He woke up, in this little session, he woke up with no hands and no ability to dive or do anything. My opponent had 5 shots on target all game and scored 4 of them. So I think at that point, I don't know if I brought Alisson off at that point. I think I did. I think we go over the rest of the weekend league with Van der Sar because he deserves to be dropped from our starting 11 at this stage. So we get a Jumbo Premium 26 pack, which I don't know how different that is to a regular Jumbo Premium Gold pack. 1 or 2 more items in it. I don't know. It might be the same. I'm not sure. But unfortunately, nothing in that one. No boards, no walkouts, no future stars as of yet. You get Giovinco and Akira. And then, I mean, it's all untradeable, but it's marquee matchups fodder at the end of the day. So I then adjusted the team again to bring, because like Henry, I don't know how I was feeling about him. He got a hat-trick, didn't he? But like him and Jovic up front with Jovic doesn't feel agile for me, even though his stats are great. But yeah, you're just seeing it on screen, haven't you? I bought him back. I missed him so much. And it's so good, Neymar, to have you back in the club. Even if it's not for that long, I needed something to help me get through the rest of this weekend league. And Jovic has been dropped. We've adjusted the team. Alisson's been dropped as well. We've brought Bernardo Silva back down to like a right mid at centre mid, as you can see on the screen there. He gets 7 chem, which is fine, and then out to a full chemistry Mahrez. And that's how we can play with this team. 4-4-2 with Neymar and Mbappe up top. And then like Mahrez and Bernardo Silva on either wings. I'll bring Mahrez off at half-time maybe, or maybe even sooner. But we know that Guardiola comes off right from the start for Atal. So this is more like a normal Lasty squad that you're used to. It just feels weird that I'm like defaulting back to this again, just because Neymar is the best player I've used this year, and I could just feel it as soon as I got back into the game with him. Like the way he moves with the ball, when there's a lot of delay and stuff, people say that Neymar's not as effective. But for me, like I just still see him to be that player that almost just wades his way through the rubbish that happens in this game, and I mean, you'll see for the last few games that he ends up getting a few goals and being really like crucial to our finishing off our weekend league. I love the guy. I just think his card works and fits the meta so perfectly this year that even if we sell Mbappe for next week's weekend league, it might be quite nice to try and keep Neymar in there. Maybe try and bring that Rodrigo in. I'm sure we would be able to afford that, especially if we sold Mbappe. But then maybe go for something Brazilian where we get Rodrigo up front with Neymar. And then I don't know how we'd work things for chemistry. We could try and make it happen. But that's kind of my thoughts at the moment, just because I know how much I love Neymar Jr. on this game. He just is the best player I've used. So I've got him back, and it feels so good. I'm not gonna lie. So we're 4-2 up in this game, and things are. We just got to see it out. And I mean, right at the end, this was a particularly laggy game. I seem to remember. Right at the end, we just about clutched it up. We went out to go drop to our like most defensive mode just to see it out, and he still managed to get another goal just before the end. But we saw it out, and that is going to be our 12th win. 12 and undisclosed at this point, because I don't know how many losses I've got. And then I would say that my team way out teams a squad like this. Like, it's good. Yeah, he's got that nice Werner. He's got a couple of very good players in there, but I should be winning, right? So we get into the box with Neymar, and it's that Berber spin. It's that dribbling. That little left stick dribble there, all he did was lane change. It wasn't a La Croqueta or anything, but he took one step out, one step forward, and he just beat the defender. And I don't know if there's many players I've used that have that agility and that dribbling ability that he has. And we get through again and score another goal. And of course, you can shoot on either foot with this guy because he's got the 5-star weak foot. I imagine Cruyff on this game is another level because he's also 5-star, 5-star. And I wonder if this is the year. I wonder if this is the year where it's been most important to have like the high skills and the high weak foot. Do you think? I'd be interested to know down below, actually. But we get a 3-0 win against I Am Crap Ha. Nice gamer tag, bro. But yeah, we end up getting a 3-0 win, a hat-trick of goals for Neymar. And we move into what is hopefully going to be our final game of the weekend league, because we're at 13 wins. He's got team of the knockout stage or group stage, whatever it is, Sterling. He's got Son. He's got Mahrez. A nice squad in general. Some meta Premier League players in there. Mahrez knocks it in to Heung-min Son, who does turn well and sticks that one into the back of the net. Van der Sar, Alisson, I don't think anyone's really going to stop that one. I needed an AI block to assist me there, but it just didn't quite happen. Neymar, again, dribbles it nicely into Aouar, who sticks it into the back of the net, really solidifying his spot as one of my centre midfielders, doing such great work for us as always. He's been such a gem to get in the team, and then we turn this game around. So we go from 1-0 down, Neymar just running on that last shoulder of the defender, getting through, scoring again, and then Neymar with the ball through to Ryan Kent, a nice little Berber spin. We can tap it back into Neymar, and the Brazilian can stick it away. Oh no, wait, he can't. He still hits the post. It's still FIFA 20 at the end of the day. You're still going to hit the woodwork a lot. But hey, not Roberto Silva, I was going to call him. Bernardo Silva is there to tap it home. Doesn't stop my opponent from getting a goal just towards the end, though. But we can see this one out and come away with a 3-2 victory. And that is, of course, going to be our 14th win. As it turned out, we ended up going 14-7. And at one point, I was like 10-3 or 10-2 or 9-2 or 9-3. I can't remember what it was, but there was a succession of games there that we ended up getting some losses and rage quits in, so it didn't go fully to plan. But hey, we hit it. We've got up to our 14 wins. So we've got 2 more red player picks coming this week. I don't know who's really popped off in real football, so I don't know what sort of informs and stuff we're expecting. If maybe if you've seen some predictions, you can let me know the sorts of players we could be looking forward to in this weekend league, in the red player picks from rewards. That would be brilliant. You can ignore the player bios for everyone except for, Neymar was one player that has he's got 6 goals, he's got 2 assists in 4 games, so yeah, welcome back. Like I said, we'll probably end up selling Mbappe, maybe not, I'm not sure, but the aim is to maybe try and bring in that Rodrigo. I don't know how we could make that happen. I'll try and figure it out, but we might also need to say goodbye to Ricardo Pereira at the back, because I know that you guys have suggested that he'll get an upgrade and he'll go up to an 87 or 88, but I don't think that will necessarily boost his price back up to what we paid, so we're always going to lose on him anyway, and we might need, if we get Rodrigo and Neymar's in the squad as well, we might need Ferland Mendy and we might need Roberto Carlos as well to really help us with chemistry, so we'll try and make it happen, but I'm not sure how yet. That gives us some fun and some good times in the week to try and, obviously we'll complete some objectives, but then as we get closer to the weekend league, we'll try and pick some players up for good prices, which will hopefully give us a nice weekend league team for next weekend. Guys, that is going to wrap the video up for today. If you have enjoyed, do me a favour, right at the start, right at the end even, hit me with a thumbs up, that would be brilliant. 2,500 likes would be the dream. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram, the links are down below. Keep up with my stories and all of that good stuff. And yeah, subscribe if you're new around here. Most importantly, have an absolutely wonderful day everyone, and I'll catch you tomorrow with another episode. Peace.